Hi there. Yeah, my camera cut me off. Apparently it only takes 10-minute videos and I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. Well, I'll try to keep this to less than 10 minutes for part 2 because I didn't even get off the first day of the honeymoon. And yeah, onward, right? Oh, in the little break that we had, even though you didn't realize it was a break, I had a chance to look for this. This is the key to the kingdom, as they call it. Look, it says Amanda Feliu. Oh, isn't that awesome? It's awesome. So yeah, this was the card. All right, where was I? Figment, the Figment ride. That was actually the very first ride I went on with my parents when we went to Epcot when it first opened. The year it opened, I think we were 8 years old. So yeah, the ride's pretty much exactly the same, but it was fun. I have to say I really enjoyed it. It was cute. We had our own cart. We went in there with our bride and groom hats on, and the guy said, "You get your own cart." That actually happened quite a few times. We had our own boat in Norway on the Maelstrom ride, which was kind of cool. And they put us in the front seat in It's a Small World. They didn't want to give us our own boat for that. I wouldn't recommend the front seat in It's a Small World, actually. There's no leg room. So for 20 minutes, we were like, it's a small world. That was my recreation of that moment. I hope you're not all scared. So that first night in Epcot was magical. And that sounds cheesy to say that because of course Disney's magical, but Epcot that night, you know, Epcot's kind of for the geeks, I admit it, but I love it because it makes me a geek. But the way they had it decorated for Christmas, especially the gateway area into the World Showcase, it was so beautiful. There were these arches that lit up and the lights kind of like danced with the music, and they were playing Christmas music from around the world, and it was just really beautiful. Okay, so to fast forward now, because I don't want to run out of time again, that would be a little embarrassing, I will talk about the next 8 days in fast forward. Alright, you ready? Friday we went to Animal Kingdom and the Magic Kingdom. Saturday we slept in because we needed to. We were up at Friday night. We were up in the Magic Kingdom until 4 o'clock in the morning. We stayed for the extra magic hours. That was the only time we could go on any rides, was the extra magic hours because it was so packed. So yeah, we needed to sleep. We were tired. But we went to, on Saturday, we went to MGM for dinner at the Brown Derby. So romantic, so fancy, so expensive. But again, we had a dining plan, so although it took two each for that, we got, Mickey called us on the phone. That makes no sense to anyone that hasn't been there. But basically, when you're at the Brown Derby, if you have a special occasion you're celebrating, they bring this old-fashioned like rotary phone over to your desk. Oh my god. Desk? Over to your table as you're eating, and it rings, and it's Mickey on the other end, and it was actually Mickey and Minnie, and they were calling to congratulate us on our marriage. It was very sweet. And we got free champagne toast while we were there. And then after dinner, we went over and we saw Fantasmic. Oh, so awesome. I don't even know how to describe it. It's basically like a laser water show with, and then there's characters, and there's a giant snake, and Mickey fights the giant snake, and it's just really cool. I'll post some other video of that and pictures that I have of that. And then we just kind of hung around MGM that night. Oh my god, the Toy Story Midway Mania ride. Words defy how amazing this ride was and how good I was at this ride, because it's also a game. It's a ride. It's a game that you ride, basically. And you get in this cart, and it spins you around, and it stops in front of these screens throughout the ride. And you have these 3D glasses on, and you have this little like machine in front of you with a string on it that you pull the string. It's like a trigger for like a gun, and it's a series of different like midway style games. There's ring toss, you have to break plates, you have to hit targets. Really a lot of fun, and I was good at it. I beat Mike every single time. He was so annoying. But it was so much fun. I think we went on that 5 times. But again, the wait, we had to go in the, like the after hours, or well, pretty much the after hours. The one time we did wait, we waited about 40 minutes. But during the day, if you wanted to go on it, if you didn't have a fast pass, which is this ticket you can get and it tells you when to come back, and then you come back at that time and you don't really have to wait online. But if you didn't have a fast pass, at one point the wait was like 3 hours for the ride. Yeah, not waiting 3 hours for the ride. It was fun, but I don't think I'd wait 3 hours. So anyway, that was a highlight definitely of MGM. I said I was going to go through the days fast, right? But then I stopped. Just to tell you then quickly for the remainder of the time we were there. Sunday, we spent the day at the pool because the hotel had an amazing pool with a water slide and everything in it. And P.S. it was 85 degrees that day. And then we had dinner in the Magic Kingdom at the Liberty Tree Tavern, which the food was so good. It was basically like a turkey dinner with all your traditional sides, this amazing macaroni and cheese. Ugh. And it was character dining, so that was really neat. Got a lot of pictures from that. The following day we went back over to Animal Kingdom and then Epcot at night, where we saw the Illuminations show, which was, oh my god, some of the best fireworks I've ever seen during this trip, truly, truly. And then on Tuesday, we had lunch at the Sci-Fi Drive-In at MGM, which just defied description. How cool was that experience? You basically sat in a car while you were eating lunch or dinner. We were there for lunch. And you sat in a car, and it was a convertible. It wasn't a real car, but the table looked like a car. And they were showing old clips of old like sci-fi movies, some of the cheesiest movies too, like The Colossal Man, and I can't even remember. But they were also showing like cartoon shorts, like Tom and Jerry Go to Space. How awesome is that? So that was a lot of fun. Wednesday was New Year's Eve. We were there for New Year's Eve, and we spent the entire day in MGM because the parks were full and closed. They weren't letting any other people in by like noon. The Magic Kingdom was closed. You couldn't get in. So we had gone over to MGM early with the intention of spending New Year's Eve there. We saw all the shows that day at MGM instead of doing the rides. We did the rides after midnight. That's when we did more Toy Story and Star Wars, and never did get to go on that rock and roller coaster, which I really want to go on, so we're definitely going back. But we did like the backlot tour during the day, and the Beauty and Beast show, and the Little Mermaid show, and we waited online to meet Bolt and Mittens. Ooh. But that was pretty cool because I enjoyed the movie. New Year's, it was probably the coolest New Year's Eve ever, I have to say. Even topped Y2K. Even though that was a really happening party that year, actually, but this was indescribable. I won't even try. You can see the fireworks. I posted a video about that, but it was just such a party. They had a DJ in the middle of the park. People were dancing. People were happy. It was warm. I mean, it got a little chilly at night, but not as chilly as it was back home, from what I understand. And it was just incredible. MGM also had this, their main street there was decorated all in lights, and you can see that in the pictures that we have. It was just beautiful. Really, truly beautiful. Thursday, I'm all messed up. Thursday, yes, because New Year's Eve was a Wednesday. Thursday, New Year's Day, we went back to Animal Kingdom. I was obsessed with the dinosaur ride. Can you tell that I'm rambling on, and I know this is probably going to go into another 10 minutes, but guess what? I don't care. Well, of course I do. Like, I don't want to bore you, but if you're still watching now, it means you're definitely not bored and you really care. So I thank you for that. But the dinosaur ride was just such an experience. I have to tell you, the first time we went on it, we went on it 4 times while we were there. Yeah, it rocked. The first time we went on it, I closed my eyes through the whole ride. I was like this. That was me.